I am so excited that Judge Whitaker responded quickly when it comes to Fani Willis and the DA's office and their absolutely BS motion to revoke Young Thug's probation. So Judge Whitaker, she saw what was going down. Obviously her office saw that, and she responded in less than 24 hours to what the DA's office was alleging. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, I'll get into the actual initial motion here in a second. But basically, to give you an overview, Young Thug was on social media. He was responding to a couple things that were being said about super detective investigator, super stalker Viverito, right? Viverito is on the stand in another case, and apparently a picture of her was posted that wasn't from the trial. Young Thug commented on it. He also commented on a post by Thugger Daily where he said that Detective Viverito is the biggest liar in the DA's office. All right. So obviously Viverito most likely saw that. Fani Willis's office saw that, and they said, nope, that's a violation. We don't like that. So they went to Judge Whitaker. They filed a motion and said he's violating his probation, because after Young Thug did that, a lot of people were commenting on it. They're saying, yeah, this is crazy. Viverito's family's home address got leaked. Her address got leaked. There were even people who were saying stupid stuff in the comments like Fani Willis should be assassinated. Absolutely insane. So now here we are. Brian Steele responded. We did a video on that. If y'all haven't seen it, check it out. Brian Steele gave a great response, and he said, Judge Whitaker, even if Young Thug had done everything the DA's office had accused him of, it's not a violation of his probation. He's just saying that he feels like Viverito is a liar. He's allowed to do that. And Judge Whitaker says here that she agreed. What does Judge Whitaker say? Order continuing defendant's probation. That's a win already in the title. Shout out to YSL Whitaker. She says, upon consideration of the state's April 2nd, 2025 motion to revoke the defendant's probation, which alleges a violation of the terms and conditions of the defendant's probation for having posted a picture. Well, that's not totally true, but having posted a picture of a particular law enforcement officer with the caption, biggest liar in the DA's office. You might be right. And the defendant's April 3rd, 2025 response thereto, and having reviewed the terms and conditions of the defendant's probation imposed by this court, the court declines to revoke the defendant's probation based on the violation asserted. Shout out to YSL Whitaker in the building, doing the right thing. It's very clear. And even parts of this, she says he posted it. I don't know if that's technically true. I guess if you retweet something, it's considered a post. So we won't pick and choose here. We get the point that she's saying. And this is the part that I love about Judge Whitaker. And y'all hear me do it here on this channel. I always hold people accountable, no matter on what side they are. A lot of people who watch the channel say, oh, you're always siding with the criminal, the alleged criminal, because we believe that you're innocent until proven guilty here. And that's not the case, because I had smoke for the Young Thug and smoke for the DA's office on this. I said, Young Thug, why are you even on X commenting on stuff about the DA's office? You need any posts that's made about the DA's office, you just need to avoid it. Because again, you know they're watching. You know they're looking for any misstep that you might have. And one day it might be seen differently. So anyway, the reason I love Judge Whitaker is because of what she says in this footnote in this order. And it's absolutely amazing. I wish we could have got to hear it in an actual hearing, but nonetheless, she went right where I thought she would. She says, while the court does not find that the cited social media post rises to the level of violation of the defendant's probation, here it is, it may be prudent for the defendant to exercise restraint regarding certain topics. Didn't we say this all day yesterday? And even some people in our own comment section and in our own chat were giving me, you know what, for that, saying, oh, he didn't do anything wrong. Oh, Young Thug, he's just exercising his rights. Yeah, he is. But y'all heard what Judge Whitaker just said to him. Hey, man, exercise some restraint. It's not worth it. You see what the DA's office is doing. Just Thug, leave it alone. You don't benefit anything from commenting on this. Do you have a right to? maybe it's arguable. But when you look at these probation terms, it's best and it's smart to refrain for just commenting on it. So shout out to Judge Whitaker again. Absolutely amazing ruling. And I think it's great that she did it so quick, because she's really calling out the district attorney's office here and saying y'all was on some major BS. Well, speaking of, I got to go back and highlight a couple of things in the state's motion, because if y'all didn't see it, it's absolutely insane, especially how they define what happened and what Young Thug actually did. Listen to what they say. Escalating threats and witness intimidation. Investigator Marissa Viverito is currently testifying in a multi-defendant gang preliminary hearing, which remains ongoing and is set to reconvene this coming Monday. During that hearing, the court explicitly ordered, Brian Seals said they didn't order Young Thug, they just ordered anyone who was there. They explicitly ordered that the witness not be shown on television while testifying. Despite this order, a known blogger deliberately violated the court's directive by posting on social media she doesn't want to be shown on screen. Well, here she is, along with the photograph of Investigator Viverito. The way they phrase this is just wrong. Because the way they phrase this, as someone who hadn't seen the video from the known blogger, it made me think that they showed the person on the stand and they completely went against and violated the order. We find out from Brian Steele, as he actually defended the known blogger in his response, that wasn't the case. And it was all made up. And that, of course, the DA's office lied, right? What else did they say? On Tuesday, April 1st, Young Thug amplified this act by reposting the image with the caption, Marissa Viverito is the biggest liar in the DA's office. Again, another lie. They put this in quotation marks here, and that's not even what the post says. All right, look at this. We can actually go down and see the exhibits, and we talked about this the other day. If you look at the exhibit here, it does not say Marissa Viverito. It just says biggest liar in the DA's office. And of course, Fani Willis, she's putting it out there that he actually said that in quote, which is not true. Again, this post quickly went viral, amassing over 2 million views with thousands of comments and retweets, many of which included direct threats to Investigator Viverito and her family. Nothing to do with Young Thug. What were those direct threats that they're claiming? As a direct consequence of these social media posts, Viverito's home address and her parents' home address were publicly posted, exposing them to grave danger. This is stupid, and I hope whoever did this, I hope they get arrested and convicted to the fullest extent of the law. You shouldn't be doing this to people just because you don't like them or what they're doing. That's crazy. One post stated, if the hate is really real, then pull up on her mama crib alongside a photograph of her mother's residence. Again, arrest this person, put them in jail for being dumb, just for straight stupidity. Hours later, an additional post emerged threatening the assassination of District Attorney Fani Willis. Again, lock this person up, find them, whatever you need to do, because this is dumb. But it's not Young Thug's fault, as we said before. The escalation from targeting a testifying witness to making a direct death threat against the elected district attorney of Fulton County is a grave and unprecedented attack on our justice system. No, this motion is an attack on our justice system. Probation is an attack on the justice system, because God, probation is terrible. And then, of course, they call her YSL Whitaker here. I wish they would have actually told us where they got this from, because they say YSL Whitaker, but they don't actually say where that came from. These efforts have also included attempts to exploit the court's perceived stance of disdain toward the state by referring to Your Honor as YSL Whitaker. Who said that? Where did they get this from? Anyway, that's the BS from the DA's office. Judge Whitaker, again, you proved that these niggas lacking, and you made the right choice. I appreciate you. I want to get Judge Whitaker on the channel to possibly do an interview and talk to her about some of the things that are going on here in Fulton County, but I know that would be tough to do. But if y'all want to help make it happen, just tag Judge Whitaker on social media, on any posts, see if she wants to come over to the channel. I've made too much of a stance against the current DA's office for her to actually come onto this platform and do an interview. But hey, you never know what would happen. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and in the chat.